As much as I want to be a negative Nancy about Stephanie and Drew from the Resilient Jenkins, I really want them to get their act together for the sake of their kids. So here are a couple of suggestions I have. The first one is Stephanie needs to put on her big girl panties, swallow her pride, and move back in with her mom so her kids can have some type of stability. I did this after my divorce and was the best decision I could make at the time for my kids. She can still make her content. As a matter of fact, more people may even follow her. Due to the rising cost of rent and the economy being trash, many people are living in generational housing situations. People would enjoy seeing how that works more than seeing 7 people in a 1 bedroom apartment. It'll make her more relatable. Second, her mom already said that Drew can't live there. So he needs to be the one living in the hotel. Unfortunately, it was his apartment. It's technically his debt. And so it'll he needs to be the one living there, and it'll probably be easier because he only will have to care for himself if he lets Stephanie have the older son, since the grandmother has already said, hey, I'll take him in as well, and then try to build some kind of visitation with his biological mom, because that also would take some of the pressure off Drew, and then he can possibly find him some full-time work, which comes down to my third suggestion. They need jobs. Even if they're working, well, I'll say even if Stephanie's working part time and he's working full time, they need jobs. This way they can get on their feet a lot quicker. Because in order for them, with their, from what we have read and seen online, from their credit and the bankruptcy and the eviction, they're going to need some bank in order to be able to get in a apartment. And also, Stephanie has to come out of this illusion that she is a typical stay at home mom, because she's not. Most stay at home moms, women who choose to leave the workforce or not go into the workforce, they have husbands. Let's take Ballerina Farm. I know. But her husband had enough money to be able to really provide for them. He came from money. Drew does not have that same situation financially. And so, in order to really be an effective stay at home mom, you've got to be able to have the bills and stuff taken care of. Otherwise, what are you doing? So, her TikTok should be like the same thing as the women in the 50s and the 60s and 70s who used to sell Tupperware or Mary Kay or Avon. It's a side hustle. It shouldn't be your main bread and butter. And those are only the 3 suggestions I have for them as far as right now. Stick around for part 2 to talk about how they can get themselves out of debt and into an apartment.